Hey guys, and welcome to the show. My name's Erik Hammond, and this is the Ask Erik Hammond Show. Thanks for being here every week as we answer your questions. Without further ado, let's get into this. So, our first question this week is Brian Young. It says, I block out my morning routine for my morning routine and I don't get it done. So I'm guessing, Brian, you're blocking out an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. Maybe it's only 10 minutes, but you're blocking out some time and you're not getting it all done. These morning routines can be incredible for you, right? Like how you start your day is how the rest of your day is going to be dictated. So I'm guessing by Brian's comment here is that he's probably set out the time in his life for a morning routine. You've got to pack it in there and make sure that you get to your stuff. If I only had 5 minutes for a morning routine, what would I do in there? It would be, motivating myself, talking to myself. It would be, a quick read of something. It could be some motivation. It could be a quick Pinterest quote. It could be a book, a page out of a book, whatever it is, for 60 seconds, just to kind of get the juices flowing, get your head going, all that kind of stuff. Brian is trying to get to how to get it done. And the point is I'm making here is I think that Brian's probably distracted and doing something else. When you wake up and you have an extra 30 minutes to your day, you probably go a little bit slower. So until your morning routine is engraved and you have to do it or else your day feels off and weird and not established, you're not gonna do it. So here's my tip for you, Brian. Don't look at your phone. And that's gonna be super hard to do because it's probably your alarm clock. It's probably the thing that's right by your bed. So if you take the moment to look at your phone, you're gonna get distracted. And then you're gonna realize 20 minutes have gone by, 30 minutes have gone by, and you haven't done anything that you plan to. So Brian, keep the phone down, don't look at it, set your alarm clock, do your thing, use another device that's not gonna be able to push distractions into your life, okay? Try to get into the morning routine. It takes years to form a habit. A true habit that you have to do, right? I know I'm not talking about like eating is a necessity, it's not a habit, but getting up and working out, is a habit. The longer you do a habit, the more consistent you're gonna be at it and the longer you're gonna be able to keep doing it when something rocks that, right? Okay, let's keep moving on here. So Thomas is number 2. He says, I'm stuck in setting a morning routine. How can I get past that? Okay, so Thomas, I'm guessing you don't know what to prioritize in your morning routine. You gotta keep it really basic, right? So I'd keep it to like 4 things max, maybe a 5th if you have to, but preferably like 3 or 4. Okay, so it needs to start with getting your body moving because that's gonna wake you up. So what are the things that you're gonna do to start shaking it up, moving, jumping around, listening to music, whatever that is. For me, I've got some earbuds that go to my phone or hook up to my computer, and that way I don't have to distract the rest of the family. So that's number 1 is get some sweat, moving around. Number 2 would be to listen or to bring some words into your life. Could be a podcast, could be a book that you read. Have these things that are gonna inspire you and get your brain thinking, even if it's just for 60 seconds, just some thought from somebody else that's gonna allow your brain to kind of say, what could I do today? Or how can I implement this strategy into my life? And do that. And then the last one would be to just have a moment of clarity, of meditation. That's what I'm looking for, meditation. So I actually shift mine to later in the day because I want a moment in my day to pause and kind of reflect on where I am. So it's usually somewhere in the middle. So my morning routine is kind of has a shift to it. So it just gives you a moment to kind of like breathe, to focus on something else besides maybe the stress that's in your life that day. Again, this is morning for you. You're like, oh, I got all this stuff coming up that day. You just need a moment to take back for a second and pause and think about, okay, where's my day? Where am I trying to go? What are my intentions for the day, right? What am I trying to accomplish? So that's my morning routine that I would suggest for you. Okay, sweat, read, and clear your thoughts, and then hit the day running. Okay, Henry says, have systems in place and they aren't bearing fruit yet. Oh, this is a good one. It's becoming mentally draining yet. Okay, so that takes time. Did you hear me say it took 1.5 years? You've got to be patient. Most people have no idea. You might have Zillow leads coming in, right? So you have the lead come in. What happens next? Do you have to call them? If you're in an appointment and the lead comes in and it's 2 hours later before you get back to them, that's not a system. Okay, so you need something that's going to bring the lead in. Zillow could be from anywhere, Facebook ad, whatever. You have to have something in there that's triggered next. So you need to have a follow-up text because most likely they're going to have their phone with them because they're probably scrolling through their houses on their Zillow app on their phone, okay? So they're going to check their phone. So it needs to be a text. Another suggestion I would make is to message them on Facebook. You could build out a whole bot. There's a whole bunch of things that you could consider with that. That would be number 1. Number 2 step is you need to have a notification that texts you and says, hey, you got a new lead. You need to reach out to them and call them. And if you can't do that within probably 30 minutes of that text going out, somebody from your team needs to, or you need to hire somebody from your team to. That lead needs to be called and contacted. And you need to contact them 4 times that day. So text, messenger bot if you can, phone call, and then if you didn't get a hold of them and you left the voicemail, you need to have another phone call and probably an email that goes out to them too. So that's really 5. Okay, that's what a system is. Now, don't expect that you're going to spend, a day setting that up or a week setting that up, and then by the end of it, as soon as you get a lead, boom, 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 here's a qualified buyer or a qualified seller in your pocket ready to go. You might have to go through 100 of these. So budget for that and plan for that. And if you're only getting 10 leads a month, it's going to take you 10 months. Okay, so be ready for that. So keep whittling down on that system, keep creating different elements of that, keep contacting them. Okay, so question number 4, Thomas. It says, I'm stuck on content creation. I want to be fancy, but done is better than perfect, right? Right. Okay, so here's my suggestion for you on content. Go through your Rolodex, and I hate to say Rolodex, but go through your phones, find out who you know, who are the professionals that you know right now in your business, okay? So think about, you have a mortgage lender, hopefully, go out and meet a mortgage lender if you don't have one, they'll probably take you to lunch. Go find a title company, if you need a lawyer in your area, go find a lawyer. And then go through some of the other trades, right? You probably need a home inspector. You probably have a plumber that you know pretty well. Maybe there's a roofer. If you got termites in your area, go through these professions. Like, go through your contacts. Go make some connections with professions in your area who your clients should know. You're bringing value to your client, okay? So find somebody that's relative to your audience, okay? So what I'm talking about is go find these people, get a little table like me, or go to their office. They probably have a desk. If it's the painter, get yourself a tripod or a spouse or a kid and have them hold the phone and record you interviewing them, right? So go ask them questions, go talk to them, go to where they are in their work and ask them questions. It's gonna bring value to your clients, okay? So again, if it's the painter, go to the painter and say, hey, tell me about what you're doing right now. I see that you're painting this house. I wanna bring value to my clients. Why are you painting this house? How often should you paint the house? If you're staying in the house, what needs to be done? I see that you're scraping all this stuff off. Is that lead paint? Should we worry about lead paint? How do we deal with lead paint? Because a lot of the houses in this area have lead paint. Whatever it is, right? Some of the things that might be of concern. Maybe you have dry rot. Again, maybe you're fixing termite repairs. The fascia and the soffit, which is, where the roof comes down, where the gutters are attached to, that stuff's always rotting out, especially around here. I mean, I'm looking out the window at ours right now and it's falling apart. So talk to your painter about fixing the things that they need to fix on a house. Because when you have a home inspection and the homeowners or the buyers are coming over to look at that house and they're walking by and there's flaky paint coming off the house, they're not gonna like it. So you might wanna bring this value to your clients before they sell the house. Interview these type of people. Interview the mortgage lender and talk about mortgages that are available to your clients right now, right? If you work with a lot of VAs or FHA or first-time home buyers, are there programs that are available to them? Again, we went through some model homes this weekend and they have all these loan programs available for this one community. Maybe there's community different types of loans that are available. Just the point is you probably know 100 different people that you could interview. And all you have to do is think of 5 questions that you could ask these people that relate to them, okay? So go find these people, go line them up, ask them 5 questions each and schedule them out. Saying like, hey, painter, you know what? In June, you're probably gonna be super busy. I'm gonna come to you, I'm gonna bring you lunch, your crew drinks. Let me just talk to you about what it is that you do for the homeowner, right? That kind of value. Go interview them, line it up, schedule it out, do it live on Facebook or Instagram, because number one, you don't have to worry about producing the show later. You don't have to worry about going back and edit it. Live is fun, it's interactive, people love it, but create the content around that. And then you don't have to worry about it. It's up, it's done. So go create that type of show. That's what I would suggest. If you're stuck with content, don't make it fancy. Just go find these people in your life. Go find 52 of them. If you can't find 52, go find 12. Interview 1 a month. And do something simple like that, but keep making it interesting. And it doesn't have to be fancy. Again, you could be out at your show. The things that I would focus on is this thing right here, if you can see it, the microphone. Get a good microphone, a wireless lapel if you can, or even the shotgun mic, which basically plugs into the little earpiece on your phone, and you're gonna point it at whatever you're recording, and get a tripod. Simple as that. So that's my advice for content. We've talked about the morning routine. We've talked about systems. But guys, I appreciate it. We do this show live every Monday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific. Check out our Facebook show, Fridays, 10 a.m. Pacific. Until then, guys, I appreciate it, and we will see you next week on Ask Erik Hammond. Thanks, guys. See you then.